welcome back to my channel and to my journey in beauty. Today's video is my 4 looks, 1 palette with the Violet Voss Flamingo palette. I talked about this in one of my last stash or trashes before I took it to a monthly video, and I said I was going to get it, and I did, because I've been waiting for a Violet Voss palette that inspired me for a while. I wanted to try the formula. I love that they're a bigger palette with more shades in them, but I don't need any more neutral palettes in my collection, or even palettes that are like half neutral and half color. So let's go ahead and get into it. There are 9 shimmers in here and 11 mattes for a total of 20 shades for $42. I did purchase mine from Sephora. A palette with 20 on-trend shades that channel the feel of a much-needed vacation. The Flamingo palette offers a luxurious variety of tropical hues with complementary staple shades. Use it to complete any look with shimmering toppers in glistening pinks and airy bronzes. With richly pigmented, easy to blend hues, you'll have endless possibilities to create looks fit for paradise. And this palette is formulated without parabens, sulfates, or phthalates. Let's go ahead and get into the demos first, and then we'll come back for my final thoughts and review on this palette. And just a reminder, as you're watching these demos, you do not need to have this palette to create these looks. You just need to have similar colors in your collection. So go ahead and watch the demos with that in mind. enjoyed the demos. I tried to do as many looks as possible to make use of all of the shades in the palette. The mattes in this palette are phenomenal. They are the best kind of mattes that you can incorporate into your collection, in my opinion. Again, this is my first time trying the Violet Voss formula, so I can't speak to the quality of this palette versus other palettes, but I will say every single one of these matte shades is absolutely stunning. And what I like about them is, one, there's no kick up in the pan, which again is not a deal breaker for me, but it does make shadows easier to work with. Like, there's just no way around that. These mattes are pigmented, but they're also buildable, and that's what I like about them. I have no problem building up a shadow because then I can also keep it more sheer if I'm looking for a lighter look. Absolutely, all of the shimmers in here are buttery and soft. There are three duochromes in here. This top shade right here, which is called Flip Flops, it's kind of a pinky red base with a turquoise shift, which is really interesting. And then we have this shade right here called Surf, which is like a blue with a yellow green shift to it, very oceanic, if you will. As well as this shade right here, which is called Seashell, which is a pink that has also pink and peachy or orange shift to it, so it's very interesting. So here we go. This is Flip Flops here on the bottom. This is Surf in the middle, which is absolutely gorgeous. And this shade right here on top is Seashells. It's probably this Seashells is probably one of the more sheer shades within the palette, but I did like it for that. It works really nicely on the inner corner as well as the brow bone. Today I'm using Sand on my brow bone, which is that nude shade, but I do have Seashells on the inner part of the lid as well as the inner corner. Some of my other favorite shades in this palette, of course, you know I like all of the turquoise shades in here, so I'm not going to speak on those, but they are phenomenal. I love this purple shade up here, which is called Bikini, or Biniki, as my grandpa used to say. As well as this yellow shimmer Pineapple was absolutely fantastic. I wore it on the inner part of the lid several days while I was using this palette, and I actually love this shade Flamingo. It's a nice pinky peachy coral shade. It's what I have on the outer part of my crease today. Watermelon is absolutely a beautiful watermelon shade. It's a great palette. This palette, the color story is phenomenal. There's endless looks that I could come up with within this palette. I mean, that's why I ended up making it 4 looks 1 palette, because I just feel like I hadn't had a chance to show you how versatile this palette was, how many different ways that you can pair things together. I had mentioned a while ago that I was trying to only add new colorful shadows to my collection. I have enough neutrals to last me until the end of time, so I have no, sad feelings about purchasing this palette. It does have a really cute mirror over here that is nice and big but decorative. I think it's going to be nice for traveling to Nebraska. Not going to spoil it for what's in my travel makeup bag for you guys, but this palette is coming with me. Spoiler alert. That's it. Not a whole lot to say other than I love, love, love this palette. I don't think I'll ever run out of looks that I could do with this palette. The mattes are phenomenal. They're buildable and pigmented, as well as the shimmers are creamy, buttery, easy to apply. I did find that most of the shimmers I liked applied with the finger versus a brush, but you absolutely can use a brush as well as a setting spray if you want to punch it up a little bit. I just thought the finger did a fine job personally. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope if you are new to my channel, you will consider subscribing before you leave and hit that notification bell, or we never know what YouTube will do in terms of notifications. So I hope all of your makeup days are beautiful makeup days, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!